Hello, I am a BSMG. I've been making levels for roughly 5 years now, and I have been featured in a couple of packs, several of which have been my own. So I've got quite the experience, but it didn't start this way. A long time ago, when I first started making levels, I was confused because there's a lot of nuance with the different editors and just different guides and the wiki. I didn't really know what to do. So with this video, hopefully I can help guide you to start making your own maps. Hopefully this guide will help you feel better and feel more confident because I know I didn't. If you've seen my older maps, you'll know. Anyways, let's get started. So what you're going to need for any custom level is an audio file and a cover file. That is the bare minimum. Now, to make things easy for myself, I'm going to be making an example level. And the song I'll be using is Future Groove by Android 52. The album is called Future Groove Product. I'll basically just save the highest file size that they have, and we'll just save it on the desktop. Call it Future Groove Product. And now you gotta get the audio file. Now there's a few different ways to do this. Okay, so I'm actually in the middle of editing here, and I'm realizing I spent a little too much time yapping about DLP. So, basically, DLP is a YouTube downloader that is entirely on your computer. It pulls from the website directly. You're not using any third-party websites that could be fishing for your data. So, yeah, if you have it, uh, go ahead and use it. You know how to go around it. If you don't, look up YouTube guides. You can go into the Discord server in the description, and hopefully you can figure it out. If you don't want to do all of that, I would recommend asking for assistance in the December Macamine Group server. There's a lot of other people who are more knowledgeable and helpful than I may be in this particular case. So that's all. Thank you. But yeah, now that we got our files, we need to figure out what to do with them. For the cover, you just put it in the level book or sorry, in the file. But for the audio, you need to align it. Rhythm games are all about music being aligned to a rhythm. So to do that, first you open up Audacity, then you open up a stereo track, and then you import the music that you have downloaded. You should have two tracks. Now you need to either find the BPM or search it up online. BPM is basically beats per minute, and it's like the speed at which a song plays. So the first website that I see tells me that it is 128 beats per minute. So let's go ahead and put that in here. And let's take a listen. Okay, that doesn't sound right. The audio is not aligned with the music whatsoever. So let's fix that. What I try to do is I try to find the part where the first beat hits. And that's roughly around here. And then what you'll do is that you'll drag click the selected area close to the next whole beat. And if you're wondering how I'm sliding around, you hold Control and use the scroll wheel to zoom. You hold Shift and scroll to move around the timeline. What you're going to want to do is drag click the highlighted area right before the next beat starts. Once you have your selected area, you're going to copy by pressing Control and C, and then you're going to paste it at the beginning. Control V. but we don't want all this music just starting at the beginning. So then you're going to press this button right here to silence your selection. Now, let's see if we did it correctly. Sounds good to me. Now, I do want to clarify, sometimes these websites can be a little off. So if you ever find yourself unable to find the right time signature, you can always go to a website called all8.com and you can tap to the beat. This way, you can basically see for yourself if the time that you got from the internet is correct. So yeah, now we have the audio aligned. You need to export it. This is important. You need to export it as a audio, and it needs to be an OGG file. Hey, it's me, the editor again. I forgot to mention two things. One, when you export the file, you need to make sure that the BPM track is silent or deleted. And two, you also want to make sure that whenever the beat starts, that there's at least 1.5 seconds of downtime before it hits. Basically, the player should have time to react to what's happening as the level loads. They shouldn't be jump scared the moment the level starts. And there we go. Now we have an OGG file. We no longer need the MP3 file, but if you wish, you can keep it. And now I'm just going to throw it into the abyss. All right. Now that we have our two files, we need to get into the editor. The most common way to access modded Beat Saber is with BS Manager. Again, if you do not have a modded launcher, I would recommend going to the Discord server or going to the wiki. Both should be down below. And make sure that you are in FPFC mode. That way, you can interact with the hub menu with your cursor. Now that we're in the editor, you're going to be clicking the plus icon on the left and inputting the information. Song name is, well, what the song is called. The beat map name is basically what your folder will be called in the files. So you can name this whatever you want. And then BPM is what we talked about earlier, and you'll import it with the folder icon. Once it's open, you should see something like this, and you're going to want to put your cover image over. Can you tell I haven't made a video in a while? Anyway, so at this point, you're supposed to have a PNG of the cover. I said you could just download the highest quality image earlier, but it also has to be in PNG. So you either have to find a different image or convert it with a digital editor. All right. After you've imported your image, you're going to want to put in the subname and the author. The subname is for like people who are featured, or if it's a remix, or if it's a cover from someone. This is where you put extra information. This song doesn't have any of that, so we blank. For the author name, you put the creator of the track. And there we go. We have set up a level file. There's still a lot more to cover, so I will be working on that in a future video. But for now, you have officially set up a custom level. How do you end the video, actually?